What's good, y'all? It's DJ Pendejo, and by the title of this, I hope you read it. We're gonna talk about frame data. Now, specifically, and I really mean this specifically, we're just gonna talk about startup frames versus block advantage. We're not gonna get into flawless blocking advantage. We already know that if you flawless block just a single attack, you're plus, which means you can punish your opponent after that. Like if they wake up attack and you flawless block that, you can punish that and you recover frames faster anyway. But we already know that. But for some reason, startup frames and block advantage is weird for people. Now, I know this game delved into frame data. Actually, I think this is the only fighting game that says anything about frame data, or even teaching it for that fucking matter. Like having it in training mode is okay, but if you're not really explaining your game specific mechanics as far as how frame data works with moves, and then it's kind of, you're just learning on your own. Like, this game teaches you, you know, on 6, you're safe. On -6, you can't really, shouldn't attack when you're negative, you should just block on that. But what it doesn't tell you is what's punishable by what and why it's punishable. That is what this video is about. And I chose Johnny Cage and Kano because they're great examples of what I'm about to explain here. And then I'm going to switch it up with different characters just so you guys can see different scenarios of what I mean by startup frame versus block advantage. Also, we're going to have to do some math here. So I don't know how much you people like or fucking hate math, but it's going to have to be done if you want this to, like, understand frame data. Literally. We're not going to go into combos. We're really not. Probably. We're really just going to talk about special moves. So get to it. The first move I want to explain as far as why it's good to pay attention to startup frames and block advantage versus block advantage frames. Because this is why you get countered or punished or reversal countered or reversal punished. It's because of those two, the offense and the defense part of it. The red frames versus the blue frames. So, Johnny Cage's nut punch here. We see that has a startup of 13, right? It has a block advantage of -14, but we're not really talking about his block advantage right now. We're talking about his startup. So 13, very fast for a special move. Okay, now on to Kano. That Black Dragon Ball. Startup frames is 10. That's pretty fast for a special move. That's cool. And it has a block advantage of 18. So let's do a little bit of math here. I'm gonna show it, and I'm gonna also show the amplified version. Now we see that it has a block advantage of -12. So it's a little bit safer. Is 6 frames safer, but still unsafe given what it's going up against. So let's demonstrate this. Let's demonstrate these moves real quick. Punish. I messed up on that. Punish. Punish. Or reversal punish because I did it faster. Reversal punish. If you know your opponent is not going to amplify, you going to get this. If you use Johnny Cage, you're going to get that. I wouldn't amplify that. Now you see I also punished that with his standing 1-2-1 combo. Now let's talk about that real quick as well too. Now we see that his standing 1-2-1, for those of you that don't probably know what that is, that's square, triangle, square in this game's terminology. It has a startup frames of 14, right? We're not worried about that. What we're worried about is what starts the combo off. Square, right? So we see that his square has the startup frames of 7. And we see that this move punishes much faster than his nut punch, right? Because it starts 6 frames faster. Now, here's the other math part that we're about to get into. Now, Johnny Cage's nut frames of 13, right? Okay, Kano's Black Dragon Ball has a block advantage frames. By the way, if you don't know, block advantage is the frames that it takes, or the amount of frames it takes for your character to recover from their move getting blocked. Whether it's a combo, a special move, a basic attack, whatever. That's what the block advantage means. Now, here's where we delve into the math here. Johnny Cage's nut punch has a startup of 13 versus Kano's Black Dragon Ball having a startup frames of 18, right? So what's 13 plus negative 16? Did I say 16 or 18? I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me just make sure that I'm not telling y'all the wrong fucking thing. 18, sorry. So what is positive 13? Because, you know, that's the startup frames of Johnny Cage's Nut Punch. What is that? What is 13 plus negative 18? It's negative 5. So that means that Kano still has negative 5 frames, or we'll just say 5 frames to recover from. Negative, meaning he can't attack, he can't flawless block, he can't block. So I can punish that with Johnny Cage's Nut Punch. Okay, now we're back before I got very rudely interrupted with some matches. Okay, now as I was explaining, I already explained Johnny Cage's Nut Punch versus Kano's Black Dragon Ball. We already know why it's unsafe, because he has negative 5 frames to recover from, which means he is in the unsafe department, which means he needs to block. But because it's more than negative 2 frames, meaning negative 3 frames, he's gonna get punished. Let me throw another example in there. Johnny Cage's Shadow Kick, 11 frames. So it's 2 frames faster than his Nut Punch, right? Okay, now record. Now remember, Kano's amplified Black Dragon Ball is negative 12. We're not even going to pay attention to the top one, but I'll show that too just in case, because it's negative 10 versus Johnny Cage's Shadow Kick being 11. And plus, I think that makes him unsafe too, but we'll see in a second. So let's put this to the test real quick. Now we see that's a reversal punish, right? It became a reversal to a reversal punish. Now let's try that, and I'm gonna block afterwards. Still a reversal punish. Why? Because 11 versus negative 12 makes it negative 1. I know that just debunked what I said, but it's a punish if it's anything more than negative 2. It'll be a reversal punish because you quickly tapped your input commands and you knew that was going to happen, and you knew that you were going to be safe on doing this move because you practiced it. Because you practiced it and you went up startup frames, your startup frames, against your opponent's block advantage frames. It's going to work that way all the time. Now, if you don't believe me, I'll throw another example out there. Hold on. Okay, we're back with Nightwolf and Sindel. Weird matchup, I know, but I get this matchup way more than you might think. Trust me. Literally, I get this matchup so many fucking times. Okay, I picked Ancestral Gift because I didn't want to use Shaman, but I'll explain Shaman afterwards, because a lot of people think I'd be safe on Shaman, and I tell them I'm unsafe. You just need to figure out what move is going to punish it. That means you need to know the block advantage in your startup frames. You have to have knowledge to know this type of shit. So with that being said, let's go with the Rhino Charge. Startup frames of 12, right? Now let's see that Sindel move, that fucking fake ass gymnastic flip that she has. What is that combo? And why does it exist? I'm gonna assume it looks like this. That looks like what it is. Wow, I'm correct. Okay. Now, that was just a reversal, right? It wasn't a reversal punish. Let's do it again. It wasn't a reversal punish. It wasn't a punish. It's a reversal. What that means is she can block after that. Now, if I am correct, let's put that to the test again. Wow. So she can block that. Even if my Rhino Charge is 12 frames, which is fast as shit, because that's faster than Johnny Cage's Nut Punch, even if it's by 1 frame, a frame is really all that matters in this damn game. Trust me. Let's see why I can't punish that. Let's see why it's only a reversal and she can block. Besides that pushback. That is amazing pushback. But let's see why. It has a block advantage of -13, right? So, remember that. That combo has a block advantage of -13. This has a startup of 12. That should beat it out. Even if she's -1, she's still 1 frame negative. That should beat it. But do you know why it doesn't beat it? Because of that amazing pushback that she has. That's why. I can't beat that move out every time. Like, I literally use this variation because of that sometimes. But then I stopped because I realized that she can block that and I can time that good all I want. But it's just a reversal. And if the pushback wasn't so far, that'd be a reversal punish because I'm good on frames. She's negative on frames after that. That move is not safe, but it is because of pushback. That's what makes it safe. Now, who has a move that you think might be able to challenge that? Let's try Johnny Cage for a sec. Hold on. You should not poke. You should not poke if you feel like, actually not even feel like, you shouldn't poke if you know your move is unsafe as fuck. If it is more than -6 frames, meaning -7, it's technically unsafe. So you should block. The smart thing to do would be to block. But people like me on occasions don't do that shit. Because I play with characters like Jackson, Nightwolf, and Liu Kang, and Johnny Cage. So I can technically, and Kano, and Sub-Zero. So I can get away with still in turns with those characters. Because I understand my frame data with my characters, and I know that you're not about to beat that unless you have a certain move with a certain kind of startup frames. Which most people have, but usually it don't work that way. So this is what I mean right here. We're just gonna, how can I do this exactly? How exactly can I do this? See how he's beating me on that because he's still in my turn? Now you see that there? You see that there? You know why I got him on that? Because that's how a lot of y'all play in this game. Because y'all are poking. This is why shit like this happens. This is why you get ticked into stuff like this. Because you don't block when you should. Out here trying to steal turns and shit being thieves. No. This is why. Block. If you stole a turn, good. Don't get greedy. Go on defense and work your strategy. Just stop trying to steal turns and stop trying to tick. I mean, not tick, but stop trying to steal shit, basically. Because stuff like that is going to happen to you. If I see you online and you press the buttons, oh, I'm going to hit you with that. And then I'm going to throw fire at you. And it's just going to be bad at that point. You just know. Just don't. Okay, now, the reason why I said Kano gets away with certain things. This also applies to every other character too, if they have this type of move with block advantage. Now, I've talked about the negatives of block advantage. Let's talk about the positives of block advantage. And let's also look at how fast some of these moves are. Starter frames of 7, right? That's fast. We're not really tripping off of that. Even if it's a low, we're really worried about this because this comes out fast as shit. So we're gonna look. Kano doesn't have many combos. He don't. He doesn't. But you see this right here, this combo, fair suck up the sab. That's a block advantage of +2. That means even if you block this entire combo from beginning to end, I'm still plus. I'm still in the positive. You're technically in the negative. I'm in the positive. So you cannot get away with poking me on that. You can't. Literally, it don't work that way because of frame data. It doesn't. It does not. I can't. If I had a second person here, I could have them do what I need them to do. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to get him to block long enough. Didn't need to do all that. So you see how that was a counter? See how that's a counter? Usually, It's a battle of frames. And do you want to know why Sub-Zero was able to kind of get that off, actually? Because like I said earlier, Sub-Zero steals turns too. See, this motherfucker just stole another turn of mine. And he's not supposed to do that. But he can, because his name is Sub-Zero. You know why? Because that has a start of frames of 6. So that's faster than Kano's D1. So because of me being +2, my opponent would need a move 7 frames or faster in order to outpoke me in that situation. Sub-Zero's lucky ass has a start of frames of 6 on his down square. So like you just saw, he can steal the turn I'm technically supposed to steal. So he made it his turn in return because of him having a start of frames of 6. Okay, now like I previously mentioned earlier, we're gonna see about Nightwolf's Spirit Tracks, because this kind of falls under that same category with Sindel's combo, having also being check that. -12 actually. So it has 1 less frame on block advantage, but let's see about that pushback I was talking about. Oops, I'm controlling Johnny Cage. That was my fault. Not the best pushback. That kind of puts him a little bit closer than, you know, at the beginning of the match. So, like I mentioned with Sindel, how she has great pushback, even though her move is a block advantage pushback, it makes her technically safe. Unless you flawless block it. But if you don't, and you're just trying to reverse attack with some fast advancing or forward advancing move, it's not going to work. She's going to be able to block all that. And you're probably going to put yourself in a punishable situation if you do that. With moves like that. So, also somebody showed me this too when I was playing against him. He showed me how punishable this move really is. And I like doing it. So he showed me that I need to stop doing it often, and sometimes I still do. So we previously stated too that Johnny Cage's Shadow Kick has a start of frames of 11. So 11 plus -12, -1. So Nightwolf still has one negative frame to recover from. But because he's still in the negative, it can be punished. Oops. See? Reversal punish. It's a great move. It has nice pushback, but see how my forward 3 ain't even no punish or counter? Now what's the frame advantage on that? I'm still using Nightwolf. Okay, there we go. 14. Let's see if, even though, let's check out Johnny Cage's nut punch and his flippy kick. Let's check those out and see if those work or fall under the same category. Reversal, but no punish. Doesn't reach him. It doesn't at all. That does, for some weird reason. But it's a reversal. Can I block that? Let's check and see. No, I can't. I can't. You know why? Which is actually kind of weird. I don't know if it's because of like the amount of distance, but startup frames of 13 versus block advantage of 12. And even though that puts me weird enough in a positive, and that puts me in position to be able to attack by 1 frame, I can only reversal that. I can't punish him on that. Like I've, said about Kano with Johnny Cage. The frame game is weird in this. It's really weird, but it works that way. So I can't look to punish him with a positive 13 move. I have to go faster than that. So I can't use my nut punch. Even if it reverses, you saw that Nightwolf blocked. So even if he blocked that, even if you saw him block that, he basically still can't do a damn thing about it. Like, he's gonna get hit by that every single time. He's gonna get hit by the shadow kick every single time after doing spirit tracks, because it's faster and he's in the negative. Which is weird, because if he's in the negative, that will mean I'm in the positive. And if I'm in the positive, that will mean he's in the negative. But for some weird reason, I can't nut punch him on spirit tracks, even though it puts me in the positive. That's weird. So I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. That's really weird. That's the one, I can't explain that specific thing there. Okay, let me get him to stop ducking like a dumbass. Yeah, really weird. I don't understand. But if I'm put up and Nightwolf Spirit tracks me in Shaman variation, he's gonna eat this 7% all day, every day, until he realizes that's not gonna work on me. Even if he amplifies it, he would actually rather not amplify it, because even though it comes out faster, it has a it has a block advantage of -12. So if I know he's gonna amplify that, I'm just gonna hit him with a 1-2-1, because that's the startup frames of 7, and he is -5 on block after that, at the end of those startup versus block advantage frames. So with that being said, I'm faster on that one. So you don't want to do that on me, or Johnny in general. And damn it, stop being stupid, Nightwolf. So I believe that concludes this how-to 101. That is the best way that I can explain frame data, or at least startup frames versus block advantage frames, and why you get punished or reversal countered or countered for stuff, or reversal punished. So I hope I explained it very well. If I didn't, let me know in the comments. Shit, it's my first time ever doing something like this, so let me know. If it helped you out, I hope you drop a like on it or comment on it or something of the sorts. I appreciate all of that, as well as subscriptions, because I'm trying to get my numbers up there and I'm growing. So if I missed anything as well, please let me know in the comments, because I want to understand this much better than I do all like now, because I still don't at times. So I want to understand it a little better. So let me know in the comments. Hope you guys have a good day. Peace.